Hello everyone and welcome to another comic book video. Today we're going to be talking about a company that only existed for a very brief time period called CrossGen. So CrossGen was started in 1998 by Mark Alessi. He was an entrepreneur who has successfully created some other businesses, but he was also a comic book fan, so he wanted to create his own comic book company. So and so he started this company in '98, hired some creators and stuff, and the first comic was released in January of 2000. It was called Cross Genesis #1, and it pretty much gave a sneak peek of some of the titles that they were going to be doing. So, and one of the focuses of this company was not to just do the basic like superhero type stories that had dominated the comic industry. They wanted to do some different things, so they did fantasy series, science fiction, mystery, horror. So they looked at doing some other different types of genres and stuff. And the company actually had some initial success. The early series they had put out had done well, so they started expanding their line, doing some new different series and stuff. However, after a couple years of success, in 2003 the company started having some financial difficulties. A lot of the backing of the company came actually from one of Mark Alessi's other companies, and when that company started having some financial problems, it affected the comic CrossGen as well. So they started having issues where they weren't able to pay the creators. They also, when that happened, news of the financial difficulties caused some fans to drop the titles, so there was loss of sales. They also started having some retailers returning their product to them, and they had to do a refund or reimburse, which took out part of the savings. So pretty much just a collection of financial issues led the company to actually go bankrupt in 2004. Disney actually went and bought CrossGen in 2004 as well, but they didn't really do anything with it until about 2010, after they had bought Marvel Comics. They decided to try and redo the CrossGen universe. So they ended up releasing 3 miniseries that kind of reimagined some of the stories or characters that originally appeared in the original CrossGen comics. The sales was not great for these new series, and so any plans to do anything else with the CrossGen universe has been dropped, and nothing's been done since 2010, 2011. So, but I thought today I would come bring in some of the stuff I have from that CrossGen. So the first issue I have is actually from the company when it was originally running. So this is actually Sigil #1 from July 2000. This is actually a customer review. What's called like a customer review variant or customer review copy. These were kind of handed out to either retailers or individuals who do like reviews and stuff to get their opinion, to get them interested in the book, promoting the book, or doing a favorable review of it to try and generate interest and sales. But this is an issue for that as well. This came out in July of 2000, and it was written by Barbara Randall Kessel with art by Ben and Ray La. So just a nice cover there. But another thing with these early CrossGen titles is most of them are actually very affordable to purchase. You can usually find them in like dollar bins and stuff at comic book shops. They do have some great stories. Unfortunately, because the company went bankrupt, some of the titles and stuff were actually in the middle of a story. In fact, the company was actually in the middle of a company-wide event when the company went bankrupt and shut down, and so those storylines and events were never completed, but there's still some great stories there. So the next 3 issues I have are actually from the reboot that Marvel did. So this one is Mystic One. This came out in October 2011. It's written by G. Wilson, and the cover's done by Matt McConnor. And this kind of just reimagined the Mystic storyline. The original one takes place with different characters, different concepts and stuff. So this was just kind of a reimagining. They pushed the title, but they did some other things that were kind of different with it. So that's just Mystic #1. The next one I have here is Sigil #1. Now, if you notice, the first Sigil I showed you was more of it's actually more of a science fiction title. This one's actually more of a fantasy storyline going on. But just a nice cover there. And this was written by Mike Carey. So, and then the other one I have here is Ruse #1. Now this one's actually a little different. This one actually kind of was some more of a continuation of the original series that was aired by CrossGen, but it kind of also makes it easier for new fans to get in as well. They actually brought back some of the original team, including the writer Mark Waid, to actually work on this mini-series. But this is kind of a Victorian detective series. This character's kind of like a Sherlock Holmes type. So if you enjoy like a good detective story in a comic book form, Ruse is a good place to start. So, well, that's everything I have for today, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you do, go ahead and give it a like, and I will see you next time. Bye.